Welcome everyone. Happy Mother's Day to you all. I hope you've had a good weekend, enjoyed your Sunday, whatever you were doing, celebrating or just doing your usual things. So we've just passed the new moon. For those that are not aware of the energetic significance, the new moon is a time where we look at the beginnings. We look at what is coming into fruition and what is starting up. Now I've drawn some cards in line with this upcoming month, and I have gleaned some insights from these cards and also the upcoming equinox, which marks both the balance of night and day, light and dark, and the beginning of spring. So that's a time where we look at what things are coming into bloom for us, what things are starting up, and in the process what things we want to set up and start growing. Now the cards are very much in alignment with the intuition that came before drawing the cards, that this is quite a turbulent month coming up for us, both collectively and personally. So I'll just show you the cards that I drew, and they may be, just to warn you, slightly controversial this time because we're looking at politics. So the most obvious interpretation is the public politics, political scene. And we also have this, Thunderbolt. So these two cards, without having to dig too deep, are clearly very dynamic and turbulent looking cards. They are very evocative cards. Now this is kind of the dominant theme. This is what you call a major arcana card. This is from the Osho Zen pack for those that haven't seen my sessions before, and I favour these cards because they're so relevant, I find, and I work well with them. I like the philosophy of Osho Zen, whose teachings these are based on. So here we see a figure with these figures sort of falling from what looks like a building, but is actually a sitting meditative figure. I have many interpretations with any of these cards, but I see that some people are reacting to this already. There is clearly a theme, and I'm certainly feeling it and intuiting it, that we are in a very pinnacle time. That is clear. We are in times that are very unusual, and they've been ongoing for a while. We don't have to look much further than our news to see that. And I think there's something happening for us on a personal level too. With everything, there is the internal and there is the external, which are mirrors of each other. So with this card, it is indicating that it's now a time of really rebirthing. So the spring is a very powerful time of rebirth, where we come from the dead of winter into life, and new life comes from the shedding of the old. So we have this month ahead where we will be experiencing some level in an area of our life, or many areas of our life, where we'll be looking to shed the old, and we may have some quite turbulent times, often when change is necessary, and it's not necessarily something that we're aware we need to make change. The life or universe, or whatever you want to call it, the divine intelligence, that which is greater than the conscious awareness of our human form, will often present challenges and presents times of great upheaval. So it doesn't have to be scary. This card may provoke some element of fear, and that's natural for all species, and we're not excluded from that. Change can be very fear-inducing, but there is an opportunity, as is with everything. So although there's fire and there's people falling, on a metaphorical sense, what we're being called to do is to really face and embrace and accept those things that are no longer working or are old and unnecessary for us, and really stay centered in the process. You see, this meditative figure is a call to us to remember that we are not our body. We have a body, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's one to be treasured, but we are not our body, and we are not our mind. These things are forms that we occupy. They are the vehicle, if you like, and the mind is a vehicle to allow thoughts to arise. What lies behind that is this still posed figure, while life goes about its business of life and death, birth and death. And so look out for those times, look out for those opportunities where you can really embrace this transition phase. This is probably the buzzword here, transition. Okay, we also have politics. As I say, this is potentially quite controversial. We have some figures at play who are not necessarily showing their true colours. And this is sort of indicated quite loud and clear here in this card. And, you know, this is not a new thing, is it? We're well aware that, you know, politics is full of agendas and ulterior motives. And this time is no different. We only have to look through history to know that this is the case. And this time is no different. So this is really an opportunity on the public scene to really look at what is going on. What is the true character behind the mask? What things are not being said or not being truly expressed in the media, in the public eye? It's healthy to question things. It's healthy to have your own opinions and to think critically. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree or disagree. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to start being an activist, or you have to just follow blindly. It's simply having an awake mind, just as you have to question the decisions made in your own life and the thoughts and ideas of other people around you. It's no different on a wider scene. But of course, as I say, the outer world is a mirror of our inner world. So it may indicate also what we may be hiding from ourselves, and what are we kind of sugarcoating or kind of trying to avoid, or trying to present to the world. What is really going on behind that smile, that persona that we may be wearing to show the world that, you know, everything is okay, and there's nothing to worry about, or there's nothing to address. So again, comes back to this card. When we avoid looking at those things that are necessary for our growth, those things that are difficult to deal with, often that's what life will do. It will shape things up, and it can be quite a shaky ride. It can be quite a turbulent ride. So I've given a little bit of an outline there. It is very general. Hello, Marin, thank you for saying hello. Hello to everyone who's listening. We'll go into meditation and we'll have a bit of a chance to reflect on how this may be influencing our own personal lives, and it'll give you an opportunity to perhaps reflect on how this may be relevant and in what way, and tap into your own intuition into how to deal with any of the challenges or any of the insights gleaned from these cards. So if you want to just allow yourself to relax wherever you are, get yourself comfortable. I have a feeling this is going to be quite a interesting meditation. So let's begin. Allow yourself to get yourself comfortable and relaxed. And just be present to where you are in your room. Become aware of this present moment and your thoughts. Become aware of your senses. Allow any thoughts or attachments to the events in the day, things that need to be done, things from the past, allow them to just fall into the background, like the background noise of traffic or trees or people around you. Just allow it to be. And invite you to close your eyes or rest them gently on a point in front of you. Tune into your body now. Scan your body for any tension from your head down through your face, allowing any tension to ease. Allow it to just drop and be released. Going down face to your neck, the back of your neck, your shoulders, forearms, upper arms, hands and fingers, chest, stomach, upper back, lower back, down through your pelvis and your upper legs, lower legs and feet, down through into your toes. Feel the contact of your feet on the ground, and if they're not placed on the ground, imagine contact with planet Earth. Feel that connection, grounding you, centering you, keeping you balanced. Become aware of that feeling of okayness. Whatever may be going on around you, within you. Treat it like the wind, just blowing around you, while you remain solid and centered. Feel connection up through the crown of your head, connecting you to a greater consciousness, your higher consciousness. See your crown opening up and receiving light, a beautiful, peaceful, healing, uplifting light coming from above, through the crown of your head and down through into your body. Expanding your awareness beyond the day-to-day, the everyday conscious mind. And feel that integration. Earth and sky, light and dark, whole, complete, and integrated. Become aware of the right side of your body, right side of your head, your face, your neck, shoulder, arm, torso, right leg, right foot. And now become aware of the left side of your body, left side of your head, your face, neck, shoulder, arm, hand, torso, leg and foot. Aware now of both sides of your body, and just compare. How do they feel in comparison? One may feel denser while the other feels lighter. One may feel more tense than the other. Perhaps one feels more dominant than the other. Just compare and be aware. And now become aware of where there is most activity, particularly around the mind, which we associate mainly with our head, the conscious part of our mind, the one we use to strategize and plan. Which side feels more active? Is it your left or your right? Which one feels more passive, more unconscious? Very often we live on one side of our body. This is most obvious in the dominant hand we use to write and to pick things up. It's also true of other things. The way we stand, the way we think, the way we represent things in our mind, the way we read left to right. These all shape the way our minds are wired and connected and work. and the mind works on representations. And that's very useful to have a unconscious, automatic way. Often we need to be reacting quickly and responding quickly. When we first start out as children, as babies, the process of even writing or walking, which we take for granted as adults, is a very challenging, conscious effort, but as we get older it becomes an unconscious experience that we automatically do, leaving us able to think about perhaps the more prevalent things going on, the priorities of going about our work, taking care of our home and families, going out and about. However, the flip side is that we may be missing out on new perspectives. We may be disregarding or missing out on new ways of doing things. Allow yourself to bring that awareness, both sides of your body, both sides of your mind, wherever you perceive your mind. Allow them to merge. One side feels more dominant or active. Feel, sense or imagine that the other side, the less active, the less dominant side, is being integrated. And that a balance is emerging. It may be helpful at this point to bring your awareness to your heart center, the bridge between that which lies below and that which lies above, as well as left and right. It is the center point. That sense of integration, that center point, that merging, spreading across your body, enveloping and embracing you, bringing you together. Placing your hands face up, whether you're lying or sitting. Have them lying on your lap, facing up. Now bring your hands up to your heart, so. Just giving that final sense of integration. From this whole and integrated space, you now encompass a whole and integrated perspective. One that sees and feels and acts and speaks the truth. All the energy expended by trying to deny or avoid or ignore some difficult truths can be released now and integrated. There is a saying that the truth will set you free. And this is most relevant right now, more than ever, to really face and integrate all aspects of your life, both light and dark, joyful and the not so joyful, the challenging and the uplifting, and all other opposites, jewels of life. This is a call as we approach the equinox to embrace light and dark. From this space, we are then able to transform and grow. A new life can blossom. Relax your hands now. Just take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, releasing any tension, bringing yourself to a state of stillness and centeredness. So I invite you now to observe take an honest and open reflection on your life. What areas of your life right now feel most relevant to the cards? What areas of your outer world perhaps are relevant to the cards? Let's start with the first. The transformation card. Where in your life do things feel pressing or pressured, or like they're simply not working? This is an opportunity to really master the ability to integrate and transmute and transform that which is not working into something beautiful and new. And a practice in remembering that we are not the things, the objects, including the physical body, the objects of the mind, the thoughts, the images. They arise out of our consciousness. Remember that sitting figure, silhouette of that meditative figure behind the dramatic scene of figures falling and fire. with the thought or the image, that area or areas of your life, either personally or in your outer world, where things feel like they may not be working. I'd like you to visualize that scene, but see yourself watching from a distance. Allow the sights, sounds, colours, forms to arise. And then now just allow that image to disperse. And see or feel or sense an acceptance for that scene as it dissolves. And see it transforming as it dissolves into a symbol. What the symbol is will be personal to you. It could be something very abstract. It could be a word. Or it could be a solid object. Whatever it is, that is what your unconscious mind has chosen to represent that thing or situation. And see that object, or imagine that word now in your left hand. And in your right hand, ask your unconscious mind, ask your higher self to place in your right hand a corresponding image, an object, an abstraction, a concept, a word, a colour, whatever it is, to represent the way forward, or the way to transform, or the way through that particular situation or thing in your life or in your world. See it formed clearly in your right hand. Now I'd like you to bring your left and your right hand closer and closer together. The mind works with symbols and representations, so even without having to think too hard about this, your mind is doing a lot of work in the background. It is integrating as your hands move together. Just allow these two things to merge as you bring your hands together, placing them again towards your heart, enveloping them with love. No need to think about how to approach a situation or what your role is or what you should do or not do. Just simply allow yourself to follow along on this visual journey, seeing, feeling, or just sensing that these two things are integrated into your centre of your being, the heart centre, where intuition and our wisdom, our heartfelt wisdom, resides. And give gratitude for yourself and for this process, and for the high intelligence that is you. You have begun the process of integrating both light and dark, and both the issue, the challenge and the solution, which may or may not be apparent to you right now, and may or may not in fact be something that you have any conscious control over. You may release your hands and release any attachment to the idea or the situation. And now for the final part, the second card, entitled Politics. Who or what in your outer sphere, whether personally or publicly, feels most relevant when thinking about this card? And if none comes to mind, as with any of this process, that's fine too. Just trust that at some point this may be relevant for you, and you can refer back to this exercise and meditate. Just allowing yourself to observe. Now with that person, or that situation, perhaps it is just a situation where things are not as they seem. Get a sense of a light emanating from your heart space. Enveloping you, coming outward, and see this light growing brighter and brighter. Shining on the darkness, shining through anything and anyone that hides in pretense. Your light of truth can shine brightly and illuminate that which is hidden or lies in shadow or darkness. It's a light of truth, and it is also a loving and benevolent, energetic light. when you connect with this light, you sense that all is well, that there is a strength, that there is a freedom and a liberation that comes with shining this light, both personally and publicly, both inwardly and outwardly. Gently, gently, those aspects where we may have hidden from ourselves can fall away. When it is most appropriate and safe to do so. The process of integrating and growing awareness becomes the everyday, becomes our walk, not just our talk. And similarly, as the outer world mirrors the inner, all can be revealed in the spirit of truth and in love and in peace. And like the first card, there may be thunderbolts, there may be fire, there may be drama on a metaphorical or even on a more real level. Cannot ignore the strange and stormy weathers that have been going on planet Earth. That is a physical mirror or manifestation of what's going on. Things being shaken up and cleared, and turbulence, imbalance. And the same applies in other areas, the public domain and the private domain. The intelligence of this universe has these storms, has these shake-ups, but it is all for the greater good. Whilst there's a very real and very important process of keeping ourselves safe, and the experience, the real experience that goes with any challenge, whether environmentally or publicly, politically, internally, where we have to honour our feelings, whether it's loss, anger, grief, hopelessness. All these feelings are natural. They are all part of the process. And this is not to diminish the real experience, day-to-day experience. However, there is a greater intelligence behind it all that our human minds may not necessarily be aware of. And there are themes and cycles, both within human civilization and within nature. And cycles involve this rebirth, despite the fact that it's painful. It often is preceded by this fresh start and a new cycle where we can recreate or we can create anew, depending on what we choose to do. By embracing our ability to know our truth, and to see what is truly in front of us, we have the best chance of creating that which is truly aligned to our hearts, truly aligned to our true nature, not that of the masks or the conditionings of society, of our patterns in families and our upbringing or schooling, conditioning of culture, and so on it does go. But that which is true, so the question remains, going beyond this month ahead, what do you choose? Given a fresh slate, a fresh canvas, what do you choose? And what do we choose? Do we continue with those things that may be convenient or comfortable or familiar, but untrue, misaligned, distorted, toxic even? Or do we move forward? Allow that which is old, unnecessary, that which is a construct, that which is untrue to fall away, and plant new seeds and allow new life to bloom, metaphorically speaking. Whatever thoughts or images or impressions you have, allow them to be integrated, allow them to settle into your being. And again, just allow the guidance on how to respond or what to do or when to take action to come to you in its own natural accord. Allow an organic unfolding to take place. Everything has its timing. Now, just as we come to the close of the meditation, take another deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Releasing any attachment to any ideas, to anything that's come up in the meditation. Envelop anything that's come up that may be painful with the light from your heart and the light of your higher self, to be healed, to be integrated in the best, most beneficial way. And send out heartfelt gratitude for this process. It's bringing you closer to yourself, closer to your truth, and closer to true happiness. Bring your awareness back into your body if it's not already. Feel the surface beneath you. Become aware of your surroundings. Make that your focus. When you're ready, you may gently open your eyes if they're shut. Bring your awareness back to this space and this session.